You know what I just realized? Do you know what I just realized? I realized that I could still be that girl and wear niqab. I could still be that girl and still wear niqab. I have honestly I don't even want to talk about it. I really did not want to. I don't know if I've said this before. Maybe I've said it, but then I did not decide to like post it. But as you guys have noticed, I do not wear niqab anymore, which is really sad. It's not a decision that I took lightly, and it was also not something that I wanted to do. And I have like various reasons, and but I'm not going to go into those because I'm not going to sit here and try to make excuses, and also you guys don't want to listen to that. And also, so I was just sitting here thinking, I'm like, I can still be that girl and still wear niqab, but this time the comments that I got, and I mean like in person and online, kind of also made it difficult for me to like, I cracked under the pressure. I actually had this conversation with my cousin. I don't know what led us to that discussion, but what I told, oh, she said that I'm more like of my old self. No, yeah, what was that what she said? I don't know, I can't remember, but anyways, she said something, and then I said, no, do you know what it is? It's that when the hate came from non-Muslims, I could still stand 10 toes down and be like, nope, no one's going to convince me otherwise. I truly believe in Allah. I truly believe that Islam is the way for me, and no one else, no one from the outside, no non-Muslim could ever convince me otherwise of my decision to become Muslim. I was so comfortable, and how do I explain this? Like, I was so naive thinking that like my guards were down. I'm having milk and cookies. As I was saying, I was so naive to think, because when I embraced Islam, I never received the type of hate. Okay, I did like here and there, but it was like just, okay, no, it's not a few. That was actually a lot of people. But I'm not going to tell that story because they are Muslim too, and I wouldn't, like, I kind of get where they are coming, and that's a, I hope this works. I actually have to record on my laptop instead of my phone because I don't have any space to record. So yeah, as I was saying, I had to put my hair down because it's still a little bit damp from the shower. But anyways, as I was saying, like, I'm at the point where even if someone does me wrong, like, I could try and put myself in their shoes, and even if I don't like understand why they act the way that they did, why they acted the way that they did, or why they did what they did, I could still like have some type of like, I'm able to feel, is it peace in my heart? Like, I'm able to feel like, okay, I don't get why this person did what they did. I don't get why this person is the way that they are. But I'm sure that there's a very good reason behind their actions and behind their behavior and behind their personality. Even though I don't get it right now, I'm open and I'm willing to learn. Even though I can try to understand them, I am still not going to tolerate the bad behavior. I guess what I'm saying is that I can separate the person and their behavior and have empathy or sympathy for them. And also, I don't, how do I say this? Like, what's my point? Anyways, I can go on and on about like how I view people, and you know, how I get along with people. I can go on and on about that. But the point is that I was so naive. Like, my guards were down when it came to my little Muslim community, because I never had like an experience. Okay, I'm not going to say never, because there were experiences with Muslims where it was just like questionable. Before I became Muslim, no one ever, like, I'm speaking about the Muslims, no Muslim has ever like discouraged me and criticized me, you know, judged me. I never felt judged as a non-Muslim, and that kind of like drew me to Islam, because I literally had beef with I had beef with with a lot of my Christian community, a lot of people in my Christian community, as a non-Muslim, because I was raised Christian. If you guys didn't know, I was raised Christian, and I had a lot of beef, like, when it came to religion. And so I remember distinctly, it was in my second year at the University of the Western Cape, and I lived in the dorms at Kovacs. And I distinctly remember I posted a status, and then I felt judged by my Christian community. And then I posted a status saying, on my WhatsApp status, saying like, I never get this from the Islamic community. I never get this from Muslims. But it feels like in the Christian community, you're constantly being judged and constantly being criticized and all of that. And then a Muslim actually commented on my status, and he was like, careful, because there's also a lot of hate in the Muslim community. I'm like, I've never seen it, because my experience interacting with Muslims as a non-Muslim at the time was always like, they're welcoming and, you know, like putting their good foot forward, right? And yeah, I'm not, guys, before you go to the comment section and like come at me, like, just before you get angry, just hold on, listen, try to listen. Okay, I can't tell you what to do. I can only control my actions and my thinking and my behavior and my feelings and my thoughts. So yeah, anyways, as I was saying, so I'm not telling the story to criticize the Muslim community. I'm telling the story to give you like an understanding of where I'm coming from. So, and when I became Muslim, I've always felt the brotherhood, the sisterhood that they talk about in these Islamic videos and online. And, you know, I've always felt the sense of community in the Islamic community at first when becoming Muslim. When I started making YouTube videos, it was also like fine, but then it became not fine anymore. And for the first time, I had multiple people who I'm assuming is Muslim because they like of what they said and how they said it, and for the first time I was not, this is the thing, my guard was down, because I'm like, yay, brotherhood, sisterhood, community, Islamic community, like, these are my people. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. If I say Assalamu alaikum, you're gonna say wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And it's like that instant, like, yay, like we're part of the same faith. Like, you know, even though we don't know each other, we know each other because we believe in the same God, follow the same religion, we have the same messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So I was not, what I'm trying to say is that I was not prepared for the kind of hate that I received from my own people the way that I did. I was nothing could have prepared me. I mean, I knew, like, you always, like, you know, like, it's not perfect, like we as Muslims are not perfect and we make mistakes and whatever, like we know. But I was also at the same time, like two things can be true at the same time. I didn't realize, I've seen other Muslims talk about it online where they say, oh, the hijabi cult and whatever, and I was like, hijabi cult, like, you know, like, until it happened to me. Until it happened to me. Guys, I don't think that it is healthy for a person to receive a ton of criticism all at the same time and for a certain extended period. So then it was like, dang, I'm already getting hate from the non-Muslims, and what I actually need, like, I'm struggling, and what I actually need is like support, but now I'm like getting hate from the inside as well. So it was an inside job. That's what I'm trying to say. It was an inside job. I was not prepared. I remember sitting. Do you remember the vlog, my Pismo Beach vlog? I remember still like enjoying my day and whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then I received one comment. I'll never forget her name or the name of her account, whatever. I don't know her face. I don't know who she is, but I'll never ever forget her name. InshaAllah, if I am to have children, I would never name my daughters her name, because the pain that I felt at Pismo Beach that day when I opened YouTube Studio to read my comments, my heart, I'm not even trying to be dramatic, guys. I'm not even trying to be dramatic, but I was just surprised. I was shocked. It was like it was like all of these people are around me and my world was slowing down. My heart literally felt like it was crumbling after I read her comment, because how can a Muslim, I'm laughing is my new coping mechanism, so if I laugh at inappropriate times, don't mind me. It's just a kind of new coping mechanism that I learned. But I couldn't fathom that a Muslim, I know that we are not perfect, Muslims are not perfect, Islam is, but I did not know that a Muslim could use those words towards another Muslim. I could not fathom. I'm not judging, because the last thing that I want to do is judge, because if you judge, like, you're bound to do the same thing. I'm just saying that I could not fathom it. And at some point, I'm just like, where is the love? Are you trying to guide me, or are you so angry at me because I make mistakes and I'm struggling? And are you so angry at me for being a flawed human being that you're trying to hurt me and break me down so much because you want me to feel how angry you are towards me, seeing me online when you don't agree with me? And so I just felt like there's no room for my personality. There's no room for, I felt alone. I felt so alone. I felt like I don't even have my brotherhood and sisterhood. I don't even have that. I don't even have, my sense of community felt like it was vanishing before my eyes. And I felt so alone, and I only had Allah. I always only have Allah, but you know what I mean? And I know that this person would probably, if they saw me in person, face to face, they would probably never speak to me that way. But because it's online, I think we kind of forget that the person that you are viewing and the person that you are talking to and the person you are responding to, that's a human being with a heart, with a soul. Doesn't matter if they're Muslim, doesn't matter if they're non-Muslim, that's still a person at the end of the day. That is still a human being with a heart and a soul. It doesn't matter what they do, because at the end of the day, and I'm not even talking about myself, I also started noticing, after it's happened to me, I also started noticing, like, when I read the comments under other Muslims posts, like, for example, Brittany Renner, she embraced Islam and the way the Muslims were coming at her, I started noticing, and it's not just under her post, I started noticing under posts with even like girls that were covered literally from head to toe with, you can't even see the eyeball, can't even see the fingers, fingertips, nothing, completely covered from head to toe. I started seeing, and I started noticing like how much hate we give one another. And it was just sad. It was like, I didn't feel safe to be Muslim in front of other Muslims. And in person, when I would see another Muslim, I would be like, when they greeted me, Assalamu alaikum, I would be like, I am so fearful of talking to you or making a connection to you because I don't know who you are online. I constantly started thinking like, if you saw me online now, what would you say to me? What would you say about me? How would you feel towards me? Would you still greet me so beautifully? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And that's also the thing, like some people would greet you, not the people in person, but online, people would start so, like, the greeting in Islam is literally asking for Allah to bestow peace unto you, unto like the person you are greeting. But I feel like some people start it so beautifully. I think they forget to ponder over what they are actually saying when they are greeting. You're not saying hello. You're not saying hello. You're literally making a dua. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You're literally asking for Allah to bestow peace and blessings upon this person that you are greeting. So that's also how I kind of like felt like some comments would start with Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh and then go off on me, then eat me up. I deleted those comments because I did not want to have those kind of comments under my videos and have non-Muslims see how we beef with each other online. It's like a family issue. I feel like it's a family issue. Don't let anyone else into your family matters. Like, we sort it out within. We post as a united front against everyone else coming at us, but we know we have our family issues within, and we sort it out within, and we try to mend it within, but we still stand together for everything else. So I felt that way, and I felt like, okay, I don't want non-Muslims to see the horrifying things that people, quote unquote, from my own community the things that they would say to me. And the way they would say it, I can take advice. But guys, I am a human being. Again, it's not healthy for a person to constantly be micromanaged and receive like I get the advice. I don't mind the advice. Okay, indeed I am a weak slave of Allah. Indeed I am a weak slave of Allah. Indeed I am a weak slave of Allah. Emphasizing. So I don't mind the advice, but think to yourself, between the hate from non-Muslims and then also from Muslims, and I'm not saying advice is hate. I'm not calling advice hate. I'm talking about Muslims that would literally call me pathetic. Who says that to another Muslim? But anyways, and be like, be angry, like, you need to calm down. You're being too loud. You need to calm down. I don't know the lyrics to that song, but anyways, like, I understand where Taylor Swift is coming from. Like, you need to calm down. Like, you can't be that angry, my dude or my sis. Did you meditate today? What happened in your life for you to be this angry, for you to speak this way to other people? But anyways, so in between that and then receive the advice, it's like too much of anything is not good. So I just felt like it was a little bit too much coming at me, and I needed a breather because it was at home, it was online, it was from on the street in public with non-Muslims looking at me and asking me questions, why am I wearing it, blah blah blah. And then it's online also from non-Muslims. So it was like, dang, it's coming from the outside and the inside now. Like, shots fired, like somebody help me. And alhamdulillah, 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 because that actually, you know what, the people that were like yelling at me to fear Allah and, you know, not have an online presence and all that stuff, and respect the niqab and all that stuff, and cover my eyes and cover my hands and all that stuff, right? Those people, what they actually didn't realize is that I'm so actually also so grateful for them, because at the end of the day, only one that I had left was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I could only turn to him and have a conversation with him about it and just cry to him. And you know what I mean? He was literally my lifeline during that time. So it was actually a good thing. Well, you know, yeah, it was actually a good thing that I received all that hate and whatever, and realized that, because anything that brings you closer to Allah, anything that brings you to your knees and your forehead, is a blessing in disguise. So it was actually a very, very good thing that happened, because at the end of the day, in the midst of my sins, I could still turn to Allah. Yeah. So it was actually, alhamdulillah, I'm not mad about it. I'm not sad about it. I understand. Sometimes people are raised on, and you can tell the way people treat others, you can tell the kind of wounds they endured during childhood, kind of. Yeah. I'm not saying like this is a situation for everyone, but you kind of can tell when someone is really harsh and critical and, you know, quick to be angry and speak so almost violently, like emotionally when someone is emotionally violent in their words, in the way that they put emotional lashes on someone else, you can actually tell how they were raised and the kind of wounds that they have, and they don't even realize it because they don't reflect. They're still a little bit emotionally immature. So it's all good vibes. I'm not angry. I was angry and upset and hurt and confused. Like, what do you mean? I'm also Muslim. Why would you do this to me? Why would you say this? Why would you speak to me that way? Like, hello, we're on the same team here. We have the same goal. We have the same aim. We're striving towards the same thing. We are trying to make it together. We are trying to see each other at the finish line. We are literally aiming for the same thing. Like, I'm on your team. Why are you coming at me like that? Like, hello, why can't you speak to me like you love me, like you want good for me, like you're trying to see me at the same point at the finish line? You know what I mean? Like, if you want to see me win in the end, and if you're not catching on, I'm talking about Jannah. Like, we're all trying to make it to Jannah. We all, like, I'm trying to see you in the akhirah and be like, yo, that's my sis, that's my bro. Like, you know, I'm trying to smile together with you. That's what I'm trying to say. So why are you talking that way to me? Do you not love me? Like, where's the love? Where's the love? Talk to me like you love me. Talk to me like you care about me. Talk to me like I'm also someone that prays to Allah. Doesn't matter what I do, what I say, how I behave, whether I'm acting righteously or crazy. Speak to me like speak to me like I am also someone that puts my head on the ground and talks to Allah. Because that's the thing. Like, I also talk to Allah. I also complain to Allah. Just the same way you complain to Allah, I also complain to Allah. Don't worry, guys. I did not make dua against anyone. Don't worry. Don't worry, I'm trying to see you at the finish line. I'm trying to see you win. I'm trying to see you happy. I feel like the ummah already has enough sadness as it is. So I only want ease for you. Even if you hurt me, it's fine. Like, we're human, and that's the thing. It's not gonna be when we're in Jannah, it's not gonna be that deep. So yeah, but in the moment, we are only human, and sometimes it feels that deep, and we like, it feels a little bit like you can't blame yourself for having feelings. But what I'm saying is, I get it. Like, it's not that deep. I can look past it. I can forgive and I can forget, and I hope that people can forgive and forget when it comes to my mistakes. But yeah, so that's kind of like an explanation, not an excuse, but an explanation to also what contributed to me not wanting to be visibly Muslim. And that's also the other thing. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've tried to make my videos less about anything involving religion, because I literally told my husband, like, I feel like I don't want Muslim subscribers anymore, because I feel I don't want to be visibly Muslim to other Muslims. I was so sad to that point where I kind of, it's like I wanted to make my religion private again, but this time in front of, I don't even want to tell like other Muslims like I'm Muslim, because I'm so afraid of that, judgment, that highly critical, you know what I'm trying to say. And then yeah, so I kind of like tried to make my videos less Islamic, because I did not want to attract the Islamic audience, because I felt like I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel emotionally and mentally and spiritually safe to practice my religion in front of Muslims online, because I know in person it's the best foot forward, and you would never act that way, or I would hope you would never act that way in public, in person, towards another Muslim. I would hope. Yeah, so then I just took it off. And then I was struggling also because I was heartbroken that I took it off. Heartbroken, and I still am. It will always be something that I'm very, very sad about. Whether you believe me or not, I don't care. I do not care. And that's the thing. I'm now at the point where I'm like, come at me all you want, but I'm gonna wear my niqab for me. When I say me, I mean like obviously for Allah, but for my benefit, for my akhirah. Do you know what I'm saying? And anyone coming at me like that again, I'm paying you no mind. Because obviously the same way you say that I'm inflicted with shaitan, clearly when you speak that way, that's also not you speaking, my love. That's also the shaitan on your shoulder. So I think we both need to take a step back and cool it. And that's also the thing. Like, I saw that, wow, shaitan knew he couldn't crack me using non-Muslims to come at me, because I'm 10 toes down when it comes to my Islam and someone from the outside attacking me. But I was not expecting it to come from the inside, and I think that shaitan noticed that and was like, fine, I can't crack you with the outside, let me try on the inside, and it worked. Woo! Astaghfirullah. Yeah, so basically what I'm trying to say is that I'm gonna wear a niqab and I'm gonna have my personality. I am not trying to deliberately I'm not trying to, and that's also the thing. Are you not okay up here? I need to calm down. Wait. I need to calm down actually, because why am I coming at you like that? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But for those thinking that I disrespect the niqab and whatever, blah, blah, blah. What's not clicking? What's not clicking? I'm also Muslim. I am someone who also wore the niqab, have huge respect for it, but at the end of the day, it's also just a cloth, and I'm not worshipping the cloth. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna make mistakes, but me making mistakes is not me disrespecting the niqab, the cloth. It's just me not being perfect. And I'm not trying to make excuses for myself, but I'm just saying, dunk. Let me drink some. Let me have a cookie. Let me have a cookie. Bismillah. I'm saying, don't see me for my niqab. Don't. The same way that we ask non-Muslims not to judge us for what we wear, and the same way that we actually wear niqab because we want people to judge us for what's up here and not for our bodies and for the way that we look, our appearances. The same way that we ask that of people and non-Muslims, and the same way we go on like, oh, it's okay when people wear, that people are, you know, advocating for she can wear whatever she wants, but when it comes to us, it's a problem wearing the niqab and the hijab and whatever. So the same way that we expect non-Muslims not to judge us for what we wear, let's not judge each other for what we wear too. Am I making sense? Am I making sense? Yeah. Don't judge me for what I wear, because at the end of the day, underneath the hijab, underneath the cloth, I am still a human being, and I don't worship what I wear. Like, yes, I know I'm representing Islam automatically because I'm like the visual picture that people see when they first meet me. They know that I belong to the religion of Islam. So I do have a sense of duty to act a certain way because I'm literally visually representing my religion. But at the same time, my bro manita fayala man. Manita, because I'm not gonna be perfect. I'm never gonna be perfect. Nor do I want to be perfect. And I am still allowed to have a personality and a sense of humor. And everything is not always like so serious. Like, I'm not saying don't take the religion seriously. I'm not trying to misguide you. But what I'm saying is that what happened to making excuses for each other before we make assumptions? Huh? How many excuses are we making for each other before assuming? Like, what's that hadith? Like, even if you saw alcohol on someone, you would assume that someone threw the alcohol on him. I don't know the hadith. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. But what happened to the excuses that we need to make for each other? So, anyways, whether you like me or not, whether you agree with me or not, whether you're angry, whether you love me, if you love me, I appreciate that. But also, that's still not going to affect my decision to put on the niqab again. And I feel like I needed this experience to have a different awakening, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, this is my official announcement that inshallah I'm gonna try and wear the niqab again. I know it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy because I live in the United States and I'm so scared. I trust in Allah, but I'm also at the same time so scared to actually wear it, because if you watch the videos of the things happening in this country, also I don't have the support of everyone. The only person really close to me supporting me is my husband, and then my cousins. Obviously they'll support anything. Even if I'm into Satanism, they'll still support me. I'm just joking. Obviously they would be concerned, but honestly there was a time when I was atheist. That's a story for another day. That doesn't matter. Point is, what was my point? Anyways, oh, this is my point. I know it's not gonna be easy because I am like struggling, but I'm gonna try my best again to wear my niqab until I'm able to, permanently wear it. So I guess what I'm saying is that I'm gonna ease back into wearing niqab again, because that's how habits also start. Like you break down, if something is difficult, you break it down into manageable chunks, what's easy for you, until you can get to that level. Because this is what I've always wanted ever since becoming Muslim. It's from the beginning, becoming Muslim, this is what I wanted, to be able to be fully clothed, even with my hands and eyes covered. And inshallah, Allah puts me in a position where I'm able to do that freely. Yeah. So I would have said, like, before all of this happened, I would have said like, oh, be patient, like please be patient with me, and please kind comments or whatever. But now I'm just like, if you're patient with me, I appreciate it. But if you're not, I really don't care. I don't even know you. And I'm not going to allow anyone to come in between my relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because at the end of the day, that's all I care about. Whether it looks that way to you or not, it's not my job to explain to you, just like it's not your job to explain to me what's happening between you and Allah. I'm not saying listen to me before you say, yeah, but ukhti, the reminder benefits the believer. I'm not saying chillax girl, chillax bro. I'm not saying don't advise me. By all means, it's a blessing to be reminded, because a reminder benefits the believer. I'm just saying that I don't know how else to explain it. Like, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. It's really like not my job to teach you emotional maturity. It's something that you need to work on yourself. But yeah, whether people like it or not, I'm gonna start wearing the niqab again. I'm gonna take it slow. I'm not gonna be hard on myself, but just as a thumbs up, not a thumbs up, just as a heads up. Just as a heads up, because I know the haters gonna hate to see me going and do my thing. And that's the thing, don't confuse, just because I say something humorously doesn't mean that I'm making fun, that I'm not taking things seriously, but yeah. So, kind regards, whether you love me or hate me. I'm still sending you hearts. Oh my gosh, I didn't even expect the hearts to come. I'm still sending you hearts, and I'm hoping that you heal, and I pray that you heal. that you reach a certain level of emotional maturity. I pray that you gain the ability to be more sympathetic or empathetic or more understanding, and that you are slower to judge, and that you are more forgiving, and that Allah guides both of us. And I pray that your inner child wound gets healed. And I realize that it's never going to do any good by combating hate with more hate. It's not gonna. One of us has to give. And if you are like angry and being hurtful towards me, I'm going to try my best. I'm trying my best to give in and be the love between us, to restore the relationship. You know, like, I hear you, and I'm trying to get where you come from, and your feelings are valid. However, this is not the way we speak to each other in Islam. As Muslims, let's take a breather. Let's take 5 minutes, and then we can come back to the conversation when both of us are willing to sort it out peacefully, so that we know that we are not fighting each other. We're fighting the problem, and it's not me versus you, it's the issue. And every time I know, like, we can't always control our emotions. Sometimes in the heat of the moment, our emotions are heightened. So whenever we feel that way, we can always like take a deep breath, step back, and be like, hey, I am feeling really angry right now and annoyed with you right now, and I'm struggling to see your point of view, and I'm struggling to have any kind of sympathy or empathy for you. So I think that's my warning sign to tell me that I need to take a step back. And once I'm cooled down, and once I've thought about it, once I've prayed about it, maybe then I can come back and continue this talk with you, or continue typing this comment, or come back to my comment and maybe edit it and be like, hey, I'm sorry for. And that's also the thing, it's okay to come back and be like, hey, it's okay, like, hey, I'm sorry that I commented that, or maybe I'm sorry that I maybe said it in that way. It was just the heat of the moment, but I didn't mean to be hurtful. I just meant that I don't like when you A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You know what I mean? And I was hoping we could talk about it. Or if you don't want to, maybe you could read this later when you are in the right headspace to receive it. I'm just gonna leave it here. All love and light. I don't know, something like that. You know, I feel like we need better communication skills with each other. So that's just an idea of how we could solve our differences. Yeah, it's all love and light. I'm also gonna disable my comments, so if you really want to talk to me about something, you would have to DM me on Instagram. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I appreciate that you took the time to watch this video. I just want to say, I can already hear the comments coming, but anyways, I'm gonna disable the comments. But if you had to comment, I just want to say that I hear you, I feel you. Maybe if I was in your shoes, I probably would have felt the same way and acted the same way. Who knows? Your feelings are valid. However, our behavior is a choice, and our thoughts, that's a choice. I'm willing to listen to you if we can speak about it calmly, and if we can speak about it like we love each other, and want to see each other win, instead of like being purposely hurtful towards one another. I'm available on Instagram if you guys want to. If
if you want to let it out, because I know that sometimes you just want to let it out. You just want to let it out. So if you want to let it out and dump all of your anger on me, it's fine. My DMs are open. But also but something that I said made me also realize this point. I am not here to set an example. It's not my responsibility. We have the Quran, we have the Sunnah, and we have the example of what a Muslim should be in Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I'm not saying that to excuse my behavior and like to escape accountability. I know that I am accountable to some degree, but I'm also saying that I'm not here trying to be anyone's role model, because me too, Auntie is also looking for a role model. Auntie is also looking for a role model. Okay, so I'm gonna try my best not to discourage you and to mislead you away from the truth and away from guidance, but I'm not gonna be responsible for your journey. I'm not here trying to be a role model. I'm a friend. We are on the same path. Okay, we are side by side on this road, side by side. Let's not follow the leader. We have a perfect example in Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he's the one we should look up to, while at the same time I'm gonna say this again, by saying that I'm not trying to escape accountability. Listen, I'm not trying to escape accountability. I know I have some like degree of responsibility over my brothers and sisters in Islam and also outside of Islam. So I'm gonna try my best to fulfill those rights and duties towards you, but don't lean on me for your inspiration to be a better Muslim, because you're not gonna find the inspiration here, because this moi is also trying to find inspiration. I'm also, me too, my child Auntie is also looking to find inspiration. And I'm not perfect, and I don't owe anyone perfection. I'm also simply striving. I hope all of that made sense to you guys. I really do. And even if it doesn't, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.